And welcome everybody to Iowa Speedway. My name's Josh Hall, and we are here with the SCSRA for the slightly off pace but still on pace 105. My name's Josh Hall. I'm going to be joining the booth tonight with Brian Newty. Brian, how you doing here tonight?
I'm doing good. Just trying to get some laps out there on the track and see what the competitors are going to be dealing with.
How's the track feel so far out there tonight?
Track definitely feels a little loose. Getting off the turn 4 and turn 2. Definitely going to be a difficult track tonight. Very bumpy. Kind of feel like you have a grip, and then when you go to get back on the gas, it just kind of walks away from your race.
Yeah, we see one car spinning down to the inside there below you, and I hear the music is still going, guys. I apologize for that. Music is now off. And yeah, I see some cars having some trouble getting off the corner there. Looks like you're doing all right, but it looks like it's going to be a challenge for these guys tonight.
Yeah, definitely a challenge. It's gonna be hard to pass. I feel like the high side's gonna be king on the long run, but when fresher tires, if you're gonna want to really get moving, the bottom I feel like is gonna be the king.
For sure. Well, thanks for turning the laps out there. I know you'll be joining us in just a few moments as you're working to the inside, Mr. Seguin down there.
Yep.
And we are getting ready for qualifying. Devin, thank you for letting us know about the music there. I do apologize for that. But we're getting ready for some qualifying here at Iowa Speedway. Let's see who one of our first drivers is out on track tonight. And it looks like Michael Provault will be the first car or truck out on track tonight. And notice Provy's gone back to the blue and silver look as opposed to that red truck that he's been running for the last couple of weeks. So nice to see a little different, a little throwback to himself, if you will.
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking truck.
So a big field here tonight. Looks like we're going to have about 27 drivers taking the green flag when everything's all said and done.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than we had last week. I know we don't really have the points up just quite yet in the series, but or no, actually no, they just posted the points today. I take that back.
Oh, I apologize. I did not get the points, but we can let you know what the points look like. I can't put them on screen, but at least we can get you an idea of what's going on out there. Kyle Mays. Actually, I can get him out on up there. So let's take a look at Provault's coming across the line here, and oh, he's having some connection issues, and he's going to come across the line currently in first, but Daniel Michel going to jump up into that pole position currently with Devin Bacino currently in second.
Yeah, I'd have to say probably one of my early picks here would definitely have to be Isaiah Gill, Kyle Mays, Daniel Michel, and David Bacino. Those are 4 guys I'm definitely going to be looking for all race long. Odds are probably one of those 4 might be the one to walk away with it, unless Stephen Black doesn't have a late race caution, then he might be able to bank it.
I was going to say Stephen Black is always one to watch out for, especially on the short tracks. Driver who really knows how to save tires, manage his stuff, and be there at the end. Let's take a look at Steven right now as he comes across the line. Let's see where he comes across this time by. Going to move himself up into 8th position.
He's got a beautiful new paint job on his truck this week. That looks really nice.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and you know me, I'm a sucker for paint jobs, and definitely a good-looking truck. Seeing that he's been painting and doing some stuff for the what's that, NASCAR Heat or Ignition or whatever it's called these days. Stephen Black up to the top of the board.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. See Isaiah Gill out on track, currently 2nd fastest, and he's going to be 2nd fastest as that was his time. All right, let's see who else is out there. Bobby Mays out there turning some laps. Currently up into the 8th position. Oh, he gets real loose off the corner. And down into the wall. See who else is out on track. We said Eddie Morris in that 8 truck. Out there on track. Currently 13th.
Yeah, another great looking paint job from Eddie. He's always got a good looking paint out there for sure.
Oh, gets a little sideways off the corner. That's a thing. Hang out a little bit coming off the corner, but makes it work.
Yeah, coming off 2, coming off 4, it gets really loose. It's almost unexpected. Like when you're getting back on the gas, you have this false sense of a control out of the car, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you hit a bump kind of just the wrong way, and it just kind of wants to whoop right out from underneath you.
Oops. A little technical pop up there on my screen. Sorry about that. See Eddie Morris coming across the line or down the backstretch, and I think he's just
I'll
out.
tell you what. Matthew Scott might be another one to watch tonight for sure too. He's been pretty fast. Usually when he does race with us, he's usually kind of always up towards the front. He hasn't really had the great finish to be able to show his great runs that he's been having, but looking forward to seeing him have a good finish tonight.
As we see Kyle Mays, our points leader out there, turn some laps. Almost catches the wall, chases up the track, comes across the line, and he will stay. He'll move up into the 8th position.
And that's our points leader right there.
Well, we see Brandon White pulling off on track early. Figured he's might even be pulling off before the race starts. That'd be a first.
The over-under is 80 laps this week. It's a 2-to-1 payout.
Have Clint Stone in the 99 out on track.
That's a new guy for us this week. He actually shouldn't be the 99. I think there was a number discrepancy between him and Austin Blaylock, but we'll get that all situated and figured out.
Yep, I see Austin Blaylock is actually in the 25 tonight.
Yeah, which is Uncle Todd's number actually normally.
But I don't see Uncle Todd in the room here tonight.
Oh, he's not. Oh, you are correct. I did not see that.
As Clint comes off the corner here and across the line, and he is going to move himself into the 11th position. So while we've got a break of cars on track right now, let's take a look at your point standings. And Kyle Mays currently your points leader with the win last week at Daytona. Logan Hagerman, Todd Mays, Blake Hensley, Mark Shavers rounds out your top 5. Then Michael Provault, Matthew Scott, who you're saying was destined to have a good run, solidly in the top 10 right now. Brian Merle Jr. and Chris Wheeler round out your top 10. We'll leave that up there so you can take a look. Find your favorite driver here, where they're at. Michael Lawrence says, oh, hey, up in the chat. Good to hear from you, Michael.
Yeah, I guess I got to take back what I said. Matthew Scott definitely had a good top 10 finish. From what I remember, he's always in the versus race with the Rebels, he was up front most of the night, and then he wasn't able to punch it out at the end of the night. But definitely a good run last week at Daytona.
For sure, and we've got a lot of people watching right now. Thank you, everybody who's watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. Don't forget, we've got the chat up. Let us know who you're rooting for here tonight, who you think is going to be the winner, what lap you think Brandon White is going to pull off track for the night. And you're watching Intensity Broadcasting's live coverage of the SCSRA, slightly off pace, but still on pace 105 here at Iowa Speedway. You got Josh Hall in the booth with Brian Nudie, and we got Nick Ford out on track getting ready to run some laps.
Nick Ford had a great run last week in the Xfinity Series for the SCSRA.
And Zach Cox says in the chat here, we won't have 2 second place finishers since Nudie isn't racing tonight. It's safe to say that nobody's safe here in the SCSRA.
That is very true.
Or on the Logan and Cody show, or the Sloppy Seconds coming up. When's that going to be having its first show?
Yeah, we had a little bit of issues with COVID. Brian Merrill Jr. had COVID, so he didn't sound too good. So we weren't able to do the show a couple weeks ago. So hopefully this Friday, he's going to be my first guest, and hopefully him and Austin Blaylock, and should be coming out this weekend.
Awesome. We'll be looking forward to that. Devin Butchino says first place trophies are safe from Brian Nudie. Man, they're going at you hard tonight.
I know. Wow.
As we got about 40 seconds left in qualifying here, Nick Ford currently up in the 13th spot. Let's see what he can do here on his second lap here. Running really high through the corner, and he's going to stay up in that 13th spot.
Yeah, the high line is not going to be the fast line around here, but it's definitely going to be the line on the long run to save the tires and also to try to defend off somebody trying to pass you. Oh, that's not going to help get into the wall. But definitely trying to defend off somebody trying to pass you, because, you know, trying to go on the low side, you're going to end up burning your tires, and you can keep the momentum up on the outside, and you can make those tires last. That's going to be key tonight with only 2 extra sets of tires.
Especially we've got a bunch of guys who are really good at saving tires, and we'll see that all night tonight. Let's take a look at the starting grid tonight. Brought to you by Nudie's OnlyFans. And starting on pole tonight is the 98 of Stephen Black with Isaiah Gill on the outside in that 2 machine. Matthew Scott in the 05, he'll be rolling off third with Michael Mitchell in the 26 in fourth. Blake Hensley, Blink himself, will be rolling off fifth with Joe Wright in the 82 in sixth. And I wouldn't be surprised to say that name a lot tonight, as Joe is a little bit of a sneaky short track racer. He likes them, but you normally don't see him up there till the end. Starting seventh will be the 68 of Devin Butchino with Logan Hagerman to his outside in row 8. Kyle Mays will be rolling off ninth with Zach Cox in the 51 to his outside. Then Clint Stone in the 99, he'll be rolling off 11th with Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence in the 12th spot. '13th will be the 20 of Nick Ford with Bobby Mays in the 5 to his outside in 14th. Then Michael Provault in the Fortuna Iron Machine rolling off in 15th, and Mark Shavers in 16th. Nick Mathers in that 16 machine rolling off 17th, with Eddie Morris in the Coctagon machine rolling off in 18th. Austin Blaylock, the 25 tonight, rolling off 19th, with Sylvan Seguin to his outside in 20th. 21st will be Craig Schroeder in the 4, and Brian Merle Jr. rolling off 25th. 26th will be Dave Wright, Gannon Cyphers, and Brandon White rolling off last on the field. I know Brian Nudie's name popped up in the middle there. Again, he was just running some laps. He's up here in the booth with me tonight. We're getting ready.
Yep, here to call another one.
Yep, as the pace car rolls off. And Stephen Black will lead them down to the starting zone with Isaiah Gill on the outside. I see a lot of these guys still running that SCSRA paint scheme from the Versus race. That was a sharp paint scheme that was made out there for you guys.
Yeah, Eddie made those paints. He did a great job. And if you need a great paint done, definitely talk to Eddie Morris, or talk to Mr. Stephen Black himself on pole.
There you go. So we're going to have 2 pace laps, as it is a short track. Getting these cars ready to go racing here at Iowa. couple of unique paint jobs out there. I just noticed Michael Scott running this Nightmare Before Christmas scheme. That is a really sweet looking paint job out there.
My wife would absolutely love that paint job. She's a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan.
Yeah, my best friend Sam would be into that too. She's got an entire arm tattoo sleeve of Nightmare Before, of all Tim Burton stuff, I should say. So, but here we go. Pace car's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. We're getting ready to go racing here at Iowa with Stephen Black on pole, Isaiah Gill to his outside. As the field rolls off at turn number 4, pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Iowa, and a great jump by the both front row drivers. Isaiah Gill not spinning the tires on the start, although Stephen Black able to get hooked up on that bottom line to take sole position of the lead as they work through 1 and 2. Matthew Scott.
Isaiah trying to get the run on the outside.
Yeah, you were talking about that outside earlier, and on these fresh tires, looks like that outside lane might be able to make something happen early. Isaiah does a great job getting the big run off the high side. He's got the nose coming into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, that outside line, you're just going to be able to hold down that competitor just a little bit, just enough to where he's going to have to scrub off his tires. And if they stay like this for enough laps, oh, there we go. As I say that, Isaiah goes ahead and jumps out front.
We were just 3 wide in the back here as Kyle Mays was stuck in the middle. As we take a look of the field as they work their way through. Starting to get things evened out just a little bit as Daniel Michel now running up a little bit higher lane than I'd expect to see, kind of running that middle line through the corner.
Yeah, it's a good way to save the tires, just running up just that little bit more. I think it might pay off for him a little bit better on the long run. We also know, he'll even tell you himself he's not the greatest at saving tires, so he's trying to do every little bit that he can to try to beat Black and Gill, who actually are exceptionally good at saving tires.
As we see, Joe Wright was just looking underneath Blake Hensley for a second. Now he tucks back in line. Just behind this, Devin Pacino has the 51 of Zachary Cox all over his back bumper. Cox looking up to the high side. Trying to reel a little crossover here. He's going to look down to the bottom now as they work their way into 3. Great move there as we got one around. The 3 of Gannon Cyphers is around on the backstretch. No caution as he's able to get it rolling. Yeah, able to keep it going. No caution for Cyphers.
Well, looks like he's smoking bad. I don't know if he downshifted it correctly or what happened, but he was smoking. Looks like he might have engine trouble.
Just saw Pacino and the 51 of Zachary Cox make some contact. Pacino got shoved up the track. He lost his position to Kyle Mays, and now he's got Logan Hagerman all over his back bumper.
Yeah, surprised to see Pacino dropping back early. He was definitely one of my early picks. He's always usually really good at the short tracks. Definitely expect to see Kyle Mays kind of driving towards the front. He's definitely one of those short track guys you always expect to be towards the front.
We got a couple battles up here as Daniel Michel trying to get around Stephen Black. At the same time, Blake Hensley trying to get around Matthew Scott. Take a look off the back bumper of Stephen Black here.
Michel right there on that rear bumper. He's not letting Stephen Black go away at all. And it's like Gill's not really able to get away too far either.
And something happened to Mark Shavers. Mark Shavers dropped a bunch of spots here. Let's take a look, see if we can see what happened to Mark here. As he was down on the bottom underneath Eddie Morris here. I don't know if he just got a little loose here off the corner or what, but it looked like he lost about 4 or 5 positions. Yeah, just stuck on that inside. Everybody just kind of rolling him on the high side.
Yeah, that high side is definitely being king right now. The low side is just there's enough grip down there right now to be able to kind of drive with them, but the outside is definitely going to be king. Maybe later on in the race when we get more rubber down there, you might be able to do something with it on a fresh set of tires.
Oh, almost some contact.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Sylvain Seguin just not expecting those guys to be right there. Trying to stay as
oh, they're wrecking now.
No!
Mitchell and Scott up into the wall. Caution is out.
Yeah, that was just that definitely just looked like a horrible situation. Kind of escalated from when they were trying to lap Sylvain, and looked like Michelle got back out of the gas, and the 05 was just trying to capitalize on that.
We take a look and see exactly what happened here. Again, trying to get around the lap car. A little contact there. Might have been a little net code as they get into the corner. Michel's just not set in the track yet. He's still kind of hanging on to it. You see him not expecting Scott to be up there on the outside, and Scott kind of just turns in just a little bit. The two of them make some contact up into the wall. Those two go. Here comes Sylvain right back with nowhere to go as Joe Wright stays down on the bottom, and Sylvain's going to make a little contact with Michel there as well. And Kyle May is able to avoid it. Everyone else scatters, and man, great job for Mark Shavers right there to avoid that as well. That was a lot of cars just stacked up in front of him, and everybody able to sneak on through. So Stephen Black down on pit road, not involved in the accident, but coming in to take fuel, trying to run a little strategy here.
Yeah, looks like it. Maybe he knows something that we don't know. Maybe if he pits here, he knows he can make it on one more stop. Not quite sure.
Oh, he's down away. Matthew Scott, obviously on pit road, getting damage fixed. Eddie Morris on pit road. Michel. Brian Merle Jr. coming down. Dave Wright, Nick Ford, Michael Provault, Craig Schroeder, Nick Mather, yeah, Brandon White. So the back half of the field coming down pit road. But Isaiah Gill, Blake Hensley, Joe Wright, Zach Cox, they decided to stay out.
Yeah, Isaiah Gill, he's always one of those guys. He's never going to pit for just fuel. Usually, the only time he ever is going to pit is when he needs tires or anything like that. He doesn't like being towards the back half.
The important question is, did Isaiah just buy the track?
Word is on the street that he just bought the track about an hour ago.
So we should see him have a great finish here on this new track for him. How about some big movers already through the field? Zachary Cox up 7 spots since we dropped the green flag. Kyle Mays up 5. Cheeseburger up 5. Shavers up 6. Austin Blaylock up 8 positions from where we started here. And Brian Merle Jr. back in 14th, up 9 positions from where we started. And Brandon White up 8 spots. So I believe this time by, the lights will be off on the pace car. We'll be getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Iowa. No, looks like we're going to go one more lap.
So it looks like Matthew Scott's going to claim the EOL on that one.
So Isaiah Gill decides to run through the pace car. Trying to get some rubber on those tires there so he doesn't spin the tires on the start. I like the way the schedule is going. We go from the high banks of Daytona last week to the short track of Iowa this week to the big, fast Texas Motor Speedway next week. And then we really slow things down a bit as we go to Circuit of the Americas in the trucks. That should be an interesting one with these guys turning left and right.
Yeah, big variety in that one. I actually might even run that one. Maybe I'll run it. You can pull me up in the booth, and while I'm racing, you can I can call the race from the actual truck itself.
Man, that'd be great to see as Isaiah Gill's going to choose the outside on this restart. It's going to put Blake Hensley down on the inside with Zachary Cox right behind him, and then the 55 of Kyle Mays, your points leader, restarting in fourth.
Yeah, I think he's going to be able to get a decent run up there on the high side with Isaiah. He's going to be able to follow him because I'm sure Isaiah's going to go pretty early. He normally does. He's hanging back quite a bit. If I was Blake, I wouldn't be tolerating that. I would be up a little bit more on the pace car.
Well, the question was he still on pace?
I think he might have been a little off pace, but maybe still on pace. Who knows?
Blake Hensley now under attack from the 55 of Kyle Mays as they come down the backstretch. Kyle's got the nose to the inside as they work into turns 3 and 4, but Hensley able to get the run through the corner, roll off, and keep in front of the 55. But Isaiah Gill's got himself out to quite the lead here.
Yeah, Isaiah with a great restart. Black buried back in the pack. I think Isaiah might be able to get some decent distance here, and if it goes for a long green flag run, this might be beneficial to him.
See Devin Bacino now on the inside, looking underneath Logan Hagerman as they work their way into turns 1 and 2. And
Pacino on the low side. Oh, that was a close one there. You got Pacino on the low side, and that Neon Racing number 68 was that Level Up something on the hood. I'm not sure what sponsor that is.
That's his card company. I know he does trading cards. That's the company that he has. Or no, it's not. I take that back. That's on the back bumper. I'm not sure what Level Up is. I'm sure we'll hear about it as he almost gets into Zach Cox coming off the corner.
Level Up Subs, that's what it is. Level Up Subs on the end of that thing, and then he's also got Dev's cards on the rear deck lid there. It's actually tomorrow night's sponsor.
Oh, awesome. Don't want to miss that one as we got a great battle side by side here. This is a battle for 5th place.
Yeah, see, he can't carry the momentum on the bottom, so he has to get up right behind Cox there. The only thing he's really going to be able to do to pass is Cox is either going to have to make a major mistake to where he can go low, or he's going to have to trick him somehow and be able to go to the outside. And as I say that, he's got a good run on the inside. He's got to do a slide job here, though, if he really wants to get up there.
Yeah, and as they come off of turn number 2, looks like he's going to beat off Cox on the outside here. Here comes Cox down back on the bottom. No, he's going to huck right back in line. As now Clint Stone comes into the mix here, too.
Yeah, Stone's right there. He's a new racer. This is his first time with us, and he's doing pretty good.
Oh, we got one around. Cheeseburger around on the backstretch. I'm sorry, in the corner here.
No.
This looks like turns 1 and 2 Cheeseburgers around. And don't know if anybody else is involved in this one as well. Looks like Bobby Mays in the 5 also involved in this one. So 2-car incident here in turns 1 and 2, and we'll bring up another Wreckage Rewind to sort this one all out.
Yeah, tough luck for Cheeseburger and Bobby Mays there. Hopefully they're able to just use their fast repair, get back out there, and hopefully they don't have to reuse it again.
So this actually happens right in front of Stephen Black. Stephen Black looks to the inside. He's gonna take them both 3 wide here down the front stretch. And as they make their way into turn number 1, 3 wide, just isn't gonna work. Cheeseburger coming down the hill. Doesn't think that Bobby's gonna be that low. They make some contact, those two. Almost get into Stephen Black. Bobby turns it hard right, keeps it off of Stephen Black, and those two go up into the wall. And man, great wreck avoidance by these guys. Wow, who was that in the green car?
That was some awesome driving back there. But that is exactly why Isaiah Gill doesn't like doing pitting for just fuel only and going towards the back, because the incidents like that, Black was almost involved in that, and that really could have hampered any chance that he would have had tonight.
Yeah, look at Gannon Cyphers there from the roof or the in car there, and man, almost involved in that, but doing a great job getting around it. So, but now Isaiah does come into the pits. That's going to leave Logan Hagerman out there.
Is he taking tires or is he taking fuel only?
I'm not able to see if he took tires on my side. Let's see. No, he had a 6-second stop, so it was fuel only.
Well, as I say that, Isaiah makes me a liar. So take any information that I give you with a grain of salt.
So it looks like Kyle Mays took tires, along with Joseph Wright and Matthew Scott on that pit stop there. So that's going to set up another restart here, and we'll have to see how Logan Hagerman plays the restart here with Devin Bacino. Also, we'll have to see if Logan takes the inside or the outside here. Quickly, we'll go through our field. We got Logan Hagerman in first, Devin Bacino sitting in the second position, Zachary Cox in third. Our new driver, Clint Stone, running in fourth with Stephen Black currently up in the fifth position. Mark Shavers up to sixth with Austin Blaylock in seventh. Brian Merle Jr. up into the eighth position, having a great run so far with Nick Mathers in ninth and Matthew Scott back in 10th. Daniel Michel in 11th with Joe Wright in 12th. Your pole sitter, Isaiah Gill, back in 13th. I'm sorry, Stephen Black was your pole sitter. Isaiah was outside pole. So Isaiah in 13th. Michael Provault back in 14th. Kyle Mays 15th. Nick Ford 16th. Dave Wright in 17th. Craig Schroeder, Brandon White, and Sylvan Segoyan make up your top 20. Blake Hensley, Eddie Morris, Bobby Mays, Gannon Cyphers, and Cheeseburger round out the rest of the field, as Cheeseburger says in the chat, damn.
Yeah, it was a rough one. Looks like Bobby Mays in the 5 is going to claim that one, and Logan Hagerman's going to take the, Logerman is going to take the outside line there.
Going to put Bacino down on the low side, and I think on the restarts, that low side is really getting bogged down on the restart, so I think the outside lane, at least on the restarts here, is a great place to be.
Yeah, the outside's definitely going to be where you want to be. Definitely be able to keep much better pace out there on the outside.
Yeah, you want to keep your pace, especially on the outside, getting into turn one. Being able to have that pace into the corner to try to outpace the driver on the inside is going to be the best opportunity to have pace off of turn number 2.
Best pace wins the race.
So here we go. Pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn. There he goes. Logan Hagerman immediately to the gas. Green flag back in the air. Bacino's got no choice but to tuck in line and just follow Hagerman into turns 1 and 2. Zach Cox down on the bottom underneath Clint Stone as they come off of turn number 2. But Stone's going to have the run on the outside. Here comes Stephen Black on the outside trying to take over that 4th position from Zachary Cox as they make their way off of turn number 4. Great head of speed from that 98 machine. He's going to easily take that position. He's going to work right on to the inside of Clint Stone.
Yeah, Stephen Black definitely been charging back through the field. Back towards the front. Now Isaiah's going to have to try to do exactly what Black did to try to get back to the front with him.
For sure. And Hagerman now running that little bit higher line through the corner, trying to get the momentum off the corner to keep Bacino behind him. And Stephen Black now running that first set of dashes as well. So already the track changing a little bit, and these guys starting to run up the track just a little bit. And now Stone looks down to the inside, but not going to make it stick. And Stephen Black is going to keep that third position. A little further back, we see Isaiah Gill in traffic. Already worked his way up into the 13th position. He's got a side-by-side battle in front of him between Kyle Mays and Joe Wright. As Kyle Mays is going to take that position away from Wright, but here comes Isaiah. Oh, we got one car up into the wall. The 19 of Brandon White just caught the wall. He's sliding back a little bit. Dave Wright gets right around. Eddie Morris trying to get around next as well as Isaiah Gill looks down to the inside. Looks like he's going to get Joe Wright here as they come off the corner.
Yeah, damage doesn't look too bad on Brandon. He might still be able to keep pace with the rest of the field and not go down a lap. Maybe be able to use some optional repair or his fast repair during the next caution or on his pit stop.
Right in front of Isaiah Gill, we just saw some contact between Austin Blaylock and Kyle Mays. No harm, no foul as they're able to keep it going straight.
Kyle Mays looking on the low side underneath Junior. Kyle Mays, he's got fresh tires, doesn't he?
He does. He's got fresh tires out there, and he's making them work. And you're starting to see what those fresh tires can do. I don't know if it was a smart idea to take him this early in the race, but we'll have to see what he's able to do with them as the race progresses.
Yeah, it might not be the greatest thing if we end up having a caution-filled race, but if we end up having a long green flag run here and he's able to drive towards the front and kind of pull away a little bit just because he's got that many lap fresher tires, might end up paying huge here on the long run.
Oh, speaking of which, he gets real loose off the corner. Doesn't Junior able to keep it straight as we got almost had some three-wide racing here between the 51 of Zach Cox, Matthew Scott, and Mark Shavers.
Some great battle going on back there in the middle of the pack. I guess you got kind of the mid part of the top 10. Some great racing going on back there.
Yeah, we just saw some three-wide as Shavers getting around the 51 of Zach Cox. Shavers having a great run here tonight as Kyle Mays trying to take it three-wide down the front stretch.
Yeah, those fresh tires are just, you can just see the difference in just how he's able to like hook the bottom and still keep pace with the other guys when they're on the outside on the other tires.
Wisely gets out of that one to keep from making a mistake like we saw earlier as we got a gaggle of cars back here.
Yeah, we still got 80 laps to go. You know, he's a smart racer. He knows when he needs to back out and when he needs to go for it.
I see Joe Wright right here in the middle of this hornet's nest. About 8 cars under a blanket right here as we see Daniel Michel and Brian Merle Jr. side by side down the backstretch. Isaiah Gill in this mix as well. Isaiah trying to get something going here as he's looking down to the inside. And he's going to try to follow Michel right here down the front stretch. Oh, some contact between Gill and Blaylock. Gill able to hold on to it. He was sideways entering the corner, but it actually might have helped him as we got three wide right behind.
Who was that? Looks like that was Blake Hensley. A little bit of contact between him and Joe Wright, looked like.
Yeah, a little contact there between Blaylock and Joe Wright. Blake Hensley as well. Here comes Dave Wright coming into the mix here as well. He's right here trying to get around Blake Hensley, looking to the inside of Nick Mathers. They're still side by side off the corner.
That's great racing going on back here in the middle of the pack.
We take a look from the blimp just to get all the action in here. There's a lot of action going on in the middle part of this pack right here. Rabios Jr. says, Josh, you love sounding quite. Appreciate the kind words as Isaiah Gill is looking to make it 3 wide down the backstretch now. They file back to 2 wide. Isaiah Gill starting to run out of patience down there on that low side.
Isaiah Gill's just he's trying to get around these guys. Him and Michelle both trying to get around these front 3. Both of them definitely are faster than the three in front of them, and they're just trying to try to get around them, but driving 2 and 3 wide sometimes makes it a little difficult.
Yeah, here comes Isaiah Gill looking 3 wide here on Shavers and Junior. He's got the outside, Merle to the high side, Shavers in the middle, and they're going to make the run off the corner. Looks like the 51 was really stacking up this back, and now this back's able to get through. Is now Daniel Michelle trying to work the inside here to make it 3 wide with Joe Wright on the bottom and Shavers on top.
Another good turn into 1 and 2. I think Isaiah should be able to clear him on the next turn.
While that's been going on, Logan Hagerman's been able to pull away as Stephen Black now looking to the inside of Devin Bacino to take away that second position. Kyle Mays right there in that mix as well.
I was about to say, look who's right behind him there, Kyle Mays. He's got those fresher tires, and I'm telling you, if this race goes green, he's going to be the sitting in the catbird seat. He's going to have the best options because he's going to be able to put on a fresh set of tires where everybody else has to pit as well. He's going to be able to go longer than everybody else as well. So everybody else is going to have to pit before him because he was the one pitting on that last pit stop.
Here's something I never say. Stephen Black falling back, actually. He was just side by side with Bacino. Now he's fallen back, and he's got Clint Stone to his outside trying to take that position away, and Kyle Mays as well right there.
It's that low side on older tires. It's very difficult to try to be fast on the low side when you have older tires, or even the caution is out. Who was that on? Looks like Sylvan Seguin's got some damage. The 4's got some damage. The 19, he's got some damage.
I believe it was on the 4 of Craig Schroeder, but we're going to... Give me a second while I take a look through my... Oh, no, that was Austin Blaylock that brought that out. And a little contact in the back of the field as we take a look at the Wreckage Rewind here. And hard racing here between the 25 of Austin Blaylock and the 16 of Nick Mathers. Looks like Mathers washes up the track up into the 25. Might have been a little bit of those two just trying to occupy the same piece of real estate on the track. Blaylock goes 90 degrees, but able to hold on to it, but it does bring out the yellow as he was completely sideways across the track.
Yeah, and it looks like 2 guys going for the same real estate.
And look at this, everybody coming down on the pit road. And I think the one that this is going to hurt the most is Kyle Mays.
Yeah, because Kyle Mays, he has to take tires now. Or it looks like
he's not taking tires, he's going fuel only.
Fuel only. Yeah, that's he's definitely going to be dropping back now. I liked his play earlier. Not so much anymore. I think he's definitely going to be, unless we get some cautions, he might not be looking too good for a good finish tonight.
And Matthew Scott in the 05 also taking fuel only, so a couple drivers trying to play a little strategy here. Gannon Cyphers back in 10th. He also took fuel only along with Eddie Morris. So a couple drivers trying the fuel only strategy here. See Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence sitting there behind the pace car, going to take that wave around. Get himself back onto the lead lap. Don't forget to join us here tomorrow night on Intensity Broadcasting as the SCSRA Xfinity takes on Iowa Speedway for, what is that, going to be 150 laps tomorrow night?
I did it. Yeah, it'll be 150 laps tomorrow night.
Awesome. So don't want to miss that. And you said Bacino is the sponsor of tomorrow night's race?
Yep, Bacino, his card business is a sponsor for tomorrow night's race, and looking forward to see the battle continue between him and Isaiah Gill after some words from the Logan and Cody show from Devin Bacino.
I know there's a lot of people out there who like to throw some hate Isaiah's way.
Well, it's pretty easy to do. You know, it's just it's like picking on the low-hanging fruit.
Speaking of low-hanging fruit, we're going to have a couple cars up front here with no tires, while the rest of the field is going to swarm them with those fresh tires. We'll have to see how Matthew Scott plays this restart, if he can get out to a big enough jump to keep him up front here tonight.
Yeah, I think unless we get some cautions towards the end, I think the 05 and the 5 are just going to get swallowed up by the rest of this crew, and they're going to be sliding back here big time. But the 05, I don't think he took tires at all this whole race. So he still has 2 fresh sets, whereas Kyle Mays, he still just has the 1. So he's kind of putting a little bit of a box, whereas Scott still has 2 sets of tires.
So Scott's going to take the high side on this restart. Let's put Logan Hagerman on the low side in 3rd. Clint Stone in 4th, and Isaiah Gill back in 7th. We know his history with restarts in the truck series on cold tires, so hey, anything can happen here.
Yeah, he's starting on the low side. You might as well just go ahead and zoom into him. Probably going to get a new record rewind on this restart right here.
As the base car pulls down on the pit road. And green flag is back in the air, and a great jump from that 05, able to clear the 55 of Kyle Mays. Isaiah Gill able to keep it straight here on the restart.
I'm just as shocked as you are.
And Logan Hagerman, the first car on new tires. Oh, we got one around in the back.
That's Michelle.
Daniel Michelle on the backstretch all by himself, able to get it going back straight, no caution. Don't know how much damage. Doesn't look like much damage.
I'm not sure. I can't tell if he just kind of bounced it off the inside wall or not. We got another spinner on the infield. That looked like Eddie Morris, was it?
Austin Blaylock.
Austin Blaylock.
Austin Blaylock,
yep.
Yep.
Again.
See what happened to Michelle here. Oh, just loses it by himself. Able to keep it off the wall. So a great...
Those fresh tires coming off of turn 2, and the same thing happened to Blaylock when he came off of turn 4.
Yeah, we take a look at Blaylock coming off turn 4. You already see him starting to be in trouble. And then he just loops it around, comes through the grass. Able to hold on to it, though. Great piece of driving for the driver of that 25 machine. No harm, no foul. Loses some positions, but no damage to the truck as he keeps trucking on.
Yeah, you just get that false sense of security. Like I've been saying, like I said at the beginning of the night, with those fresh tires, you have a false sense of security. You go in the corner, it's got plenty of grip. Middle of the corner, it's great, and then when you're coming off of the corner, it just jumps out from underneath you. The track is so bumpy, and you just lose it, and there's nothing that you can do to save it. You got to really be easy back on the throttle. Oh, we got a blinker there.
Yep, that is Stephen Black having some connection issues there, but see these fresh tires working already. But Matthew Scott doing a good job staying out in front of the field here on those old tires.
I am very shocked that he's able to stay out in front of the fresh tires, but he is also running that high side, like I've been saying all night. That high side is king. If you can manage that high side, he might not drop too far back, and if that's the case, he still has a really good shot to possibly win this race or get a great finish.
And Stephen Black takes over the lead on those fresh tires, and Devin Bacino follows on through as well. Here comes Logan Hagerman looking underneath Bacino as they work their way through turns 1 and 2. Side by side for the second position.
That outside prevailing once again in that 68.
And as we cross the line this time, we'll see cross flags in the air. We are halfway through the race here with Stephen Black leading over Devin Bacino. A little battle going on a little further back here as we see Blake Hensley Clint Stone and Joe Wright almost 3 wide here as they work off of turn number 2.
Yeah, another great battle in that mid to later part of the top 10. Been seeing great racing going on right in that general area pretty much all race long.
And Kyle Mays, unfortunately, both Kyle Mays and Matthew Scott currently in the way of these drivers. You're seeing the new tires able to pull on through here as Joe Wright's going to make easy work of Kyle Mays, and now he's going to work on the 05 of Matthew Scott.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be able to breeze right by him as they get a little tight coming off of turn 4 there.
Yeah, Blake Hensley making the move down to the inside, side by side. Oh, almost some contact between Blake and Joe, but able to get it going straight here coming off the corner. And then Kyle Mays giving the bumper to Matthew Scott off the corner. So those two on the older tires battling each other for position as the new tires are trying to work their way through. I know Brian Merle Jr. must be screaming on the microphone right now as he's got these two side by side in front of him.
Yeah, I'm sure the words probably aren't too kind right now, but he is just regaining his voice back, so we'll see what happens with the Radioactive this week.
They're still side by side. Here comes Zachary Cox looking down to the inside of Junior as well, and Michael Provault making a little run at it. And Nick Ford, haven't mentioned him tonight, trying to crack his way up into the top 10 here.
Nick Ford again having a great run last week in the Xfinity Series. Looking like he's having another great run tonight.
Joe Wright able to stay up in front of Blake Hensley, but Blake taking a look down to the inside through turns 1 and 2, and we've seen it all night. That high line really being the better run off the corner here tonight. Got some more battling back here as Junior working his way around Matthew Scott. We got the 55 of Kyle Mays just holding up all this traffic as Nick Ford looks down to the inside of Mark Shavers trying to take over the 11th position. And even though Kyle is really falling back, Matt Scott is able to stay right up here with these boys.
Yeah, he's using that high side to the best advantage that he possibly can. I don't know if I almost feel like he maybe have gotten tires at some point. I really can't see him having 68 lap old tires, being able to hang up there and be able to be faster than Kyle Mays right now. I gotta think that at some point he got tires. Maybe unexpectedly when he spun out early on in the race, maybe he forgot to uncheck his tires.
You know what? Now that you say that, I do remember him having a 14-second pit stop on lap number 13. So yeah, I believe he got tires earlier on the run, so he's got a little bit fresher tires out there. But Joe Wright and Clint Stone and Blake Hensley having a great battle at it here as Joe moves up into the top 5.
Yeah, Joe very fast here. Not really known for a short track racer, but definitely putting on a great showing tonight.
As the yellow flag is out, and it looks like it is for the 66 of Sylvain Segura.
Oh no, he just got ARCA braked.
Eddie Morris caught up in that as well. That's going to bring up a wreckage rewind as we see what happened to Sylvain here. Sylvain running along with Bobby Mays and Daniel Michel back here. Let's see if we can see what happened to the 66. And some contact between this, a little bit of net code it looks like, between the 66 and the 26. And then, Eddie tried to lock it down, and I think he's just running so much rear brake that that thing came around on him and put Sylvain around on his roof. Unfortunate for Eddie, because it looked like he was going to be able to sneak on through that without incident. Let's take a ride along with him from the roof cam and see what he saw here. Yeah, he just locked it up there, and unfortunately for him and Sylvain, Big loser on that one would be Sylvan, though, getting up on his roof as most of the field comes back down pit road. We see Joe Wright down on pit road. Joe looks like he's taking fuel only. Logan Hagerman taking fuel only. Kyle Mays is taking tires.
Yeah, unfortunate for Sylvan, has to use a tow, but fortunate for you and Intensity Broadcasting. Looks like you might have a new record rewind.
For sure. As it looks like Matthew Scott did come down pit road and took... No, he did not come down pit road. I'm sorry. So he stayed out this time as well. So he's going to hold on to those tires that he's currently running because he's only got one set left in the pits. So he's got to do what he can. So the first one on off of pit road is going to be Logan Hagerman, Joe Wright, Mike Provault, Dave Wright, and Craig Schroeder back in 15th. Stephen Black, though, retaking the lead here at Iowa with Devin Bacino and Isaiah Gill up into the third position. So Isaiah doing a good job getting himself back up towards the front here and putting himself in a position to contend for a win.
Yeah, it looks like we had Dana Michelle went ahead and claimed that one. She got a little bit tight underneath Sylvan, and so he claimed that one.
So there you have it. Michelle is going to be getting the EOL here. Only two cars currently laps down. The 47 of Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence, and Sylvan Seguin, who's currently 3 laps down. And we are approaching the 80 lap mark, and the 19 machine is currently running back in the 20th position on the lead lap. As Nudi has stepped out of the booth here for just a moment. As the lights are getting ready to go off on the pace car. And Stephen Black will choose the outside yet again. Putting Devin Bacino down on the inside. Isaiah Gill restarting third. Blake Hensley back in fourth. Clint Stone and Brian Merle Jr. back in fifth and sixth. As Nudie has joined us back in the booth.
Yeah, not quite sure what happened there. It's just my computer for some reason jumped me out of Discord and wouldn't let me back in, and now I'm able to get back in.
Hackers. Aliens. I was just saying before you left, we only had 2 cars laps down currently, the 47 of Lawrence and Sylvan Seguin, and as we approach lap 76 here, the 19 of Brandon White still on track. So as we get ready...
Well, are we coming up on 80 laps?
We are. We're crossing the line for lap 76 here as green flag's back in the air. A great jump as Isaiah Gill's right on the bumper, the quarter panel, the 31, as they work their way into turns 1 and 2. And Pacino trying to fend off both Blake Hensley and Isaiah Gill as they work their way off of turn number 2. Isaiah's got the nose underneath Hensley. They make their way into turn number 3. Pushes
Great
up.
side-by-side battle coming off of turn 4 between Hensley and Gill there.
Yeah, Gill pushed up the track just a little bit, but able to stay underneath the 31, trying to do everything he can to get the run off. And as those two battle side by side, Pacino staying right there, keeping pace, but setting the pace right now is the 98 of Stephen Black.
Yeah, Black's just checking out. He wants nothing to do with anything behind first place. He just wants to check out, run his own race, keep the pace, and get his first win in the SCSRA Truck Series.
Hard late race yellow. He might be able to get it done here tonight as Blake Hensley and Isaiah Gill continue to run side by side. Isaiah almost cleared Hensley, almost threw the slide job there, but was not able to complete the pass as they worked their way into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, Isaiah's just shooting up his tires down here on the bottom. It's definitely not going to help him on the long run. He either needs to figure out a quick way to get by him very quickly, or he needs to get up behind him and just follow him, and just try to set a good pace and wait for Blake to try to make a mistake.
So as they come across the line this time to start lap number 80, if you chose the over, you won.
Well, is it 80 for him, or is it 80 for... Oh, he's on the lead lap. You're correct, yes. There you go. Lap 80. There you go, folks. I know I'm winning big. I put 500 on the over.
There you go. Speaking of winning big right now, the 55 of Kyle Mays marching through the field on those fresh tires. As Eddie Morris goes off track here, through the grass on the front stretch. No harm, no foul. He's able to keep it going.
Yep, just dirty tires. Probably take about a lap or two to really kind of scrub it back off and be able to get back on pace.
Kyle Mays and Bobby Mays kind of run a little tandem here, working their way through the traffic here. Almost gets into Nick Mather, who's looking down to the inside of Nick Ford.
Wow, that is some tight racing right there. Once again, right there at the back half of that top 10 all night long. It's just been amazing racing back there.
Up front, Isaiah Gill has gotten around Clint Stone. He's still working on Blake Hensley here. Not able to get by. He's going to have to tuck back in line. Chino's pulled out to a bit of a lead over... oh, there's some contact. Hensley into the wall. Isaiah Gill around on the...
There they go. Oh, wow, there it is. They both keep it going, but that was some heavy contact. That is not gonna help either one of their trucks right there.
Now Isaiah Gill with a lot of damage, able to keep it going right now. Almost chopped off. Oh, Hensley back into the wall. Up on the roof, he's on his side.
Looked like he collected, is that Kyle Mays?
Kyle Mays involved as well. Blake Hensley was up doing a 50-50 grind up on the wall. That's going to bring out another Tennessee Broadcasting Wreckage Rewind. As we take a look at exactly what happened to... actually, we're going to follow this one back just a little bit. As we take a look at what really started this whole thing was Isaiah Gill and Blake Hensley making hard contact off the corner.
I'm sure there's not very kind words have been said to either one of those guys on the radio.
So as they work their way out the corner, Isaiah actually slides up the track into the 31, and the two of them make some heavy contact with the outside wall. Then we see the 31 stuck back here in traffic. And Kyle Mays right there behind as they work down the front stretch. And, some contact with Shavers. And that puts the 31 up onto the wall. As he gets going, but the 55 of Kyle Mays in some trouble. Actually, Kyle's stuck in the wall.
Yeah, just the innocent bystander. I mean, if I had to put that on anybody, I'd say that was on Blake Hensley. It looks like he just kind of drove right into the back of Shavers. Just kind of caused that one. I'm sure it was frustration with what happened with him and Gill in the backstretch.
Speaking of, how about this? Isaiah Gill and Blake Hensley now rolling off 15th and 16th.
Side by side, this is going to be interesting on this restart.
Neither one of them are afraid to show their emotion on track, so we'll have to see what happens here on this restart. Well, gamesmanship already being played out here, trying to keep these two apart. Team Quality says, how's it going tonight, fellas? Great racing. Indeed, we appreciate you tuning in here on the SCSRA Truck Series.
Well, actually, Blake Hensley actually he claimed that EOL, so he will actually be dropping to the back. So him and Isaiah will not be starting side by side.
And we got a new leader out here tonight. How about this? The 5 of Bobby Mays up at the front.
There we go.
Major shakeup in the standings here. You got Bobby Mays in first, Logan Hagerman in second, Joe Wright in third, and we haven't said his name at all tonight. Dave Wright back in the 4th position, and Austin Blaylock making his way back up into the top 5.
Yeah, Bobby had he had a rough start earlier in the race. Got involved in that one accident, but able to climb back towards the front. I'd love to see a great finish. I'd love to talk to him tonight.
Yep. Then we got Zachary Cox in 6th, Daniel Michelle in 7th, Gannon Cipher is back in 8th position, Eddie Morris back to 9th, and Stephen Black way back in 10th. So, man, it's going to be a wild one here as we get down to the end here. Colin Willems says, hey, Josh, ready in the green room? Oh, we got a party down there in the waiting room.
In the drinking room once again?
In the drinking room once again.
I'll tell you what. My pick right now, if I was a betting man, my pick to win this race would be either Stephen Black, Danny Michelle, and I'm going to throw another wild one out there. I'll say Nick Mather.
Wow, that's not what you normally want to say, but yeah, he's got a good chance up here tonight.
Take it to the bank. One of those 3 people is going to win that one. Go to Vegas right now and bet on one of those 3 drivers.
Colin says Mather for the win. So here we go. Pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Bobby Mays going to choose the outside here. Logan Hagerman down on the bottom. The Wright brothers back in second. Bobby Mays leads them back to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We're back racing. And some hard side-by-side racing from the Wright brothers as they work their way into turns 1 and 2.
But that is a great start by Bobby Mays. That's what he needs. He needs to get a good start. He needs to run that high side. And we got a caution.
It's like Clint Stone, bunch of cars involved in this one. Clint Stone, Sylvan Seguin, Mark Shaver's involved in this. Brian Merrill Jr. caught up as well. And that's going to bring up another wreckage rewind.
I'm sure Junior is very happy on the radio right now. Pleasant things being said.
Of course, as usual. Never hear a mean thing come out of that guy's mouth.
Never.
And Nick Mather's involved in this one as well. So your pick caught up in this as well as we take a look to see exactly where this happened up in front. And the 99 of Clint Stone just gets loose all by himself right there in front of the field. And Junior locking up, doing what he can to stay out of it. Mark Shavers right in the back of him, turning him around. There goes the 19 of Brandon
heavy
White.
contact, Junior.
Yeah, Junior and Brandon White make some hard contact. Then Sylvan Seguin comes in and makes contact with the 99.
I'll tell you what, go on board there with Nick Mather, man. He saved that thing, just barely, almost made contact there. That was amazing.
Yeah, great job for the driver of that 16 Smoky's Poutine machine. Dean Qualley says, Colin, where's the 17 tonight? Geez, might have to come run if Brian lets me.
I'd love for him to come and race with us. He just has prior obligations.
So we get ready here Bobby Mays, still your leader. With Logan Hagerman, actually Joseph Wright up into the second position, then Hagerman and Dave Wright back in fourth.
Yeah, these multiple cautions like this are definitely gonna help out Bobby Mays if he can keep getting starts, good restarts, and we keep getting cautions. He might be able to crank out his first ever SCSRA truck win here.
And Colin Williams says the other league is off for 2 weeks, hoping these boys will let him run. And what a save from that 16 though. Hey, you betcha. Great save from
Well,
the 16 machine.
unfortunately, we are also off for the next 2 weeks as well, just for the holidays.
So there you have it. Colin, you will not be able to run with these boys for the next 2 weeks. But when we return in 2 weeks, we'll be running at turning left and right at Circuit of the Americas. We know how much Colin loves turning left and turning right. Canadian discrimination. You know for a fact, Colin, I would never let anybody discriminate a fellow Canadian.
Oh, it's fellow now, are we?
Well, I mean, you might as well. I mean, if they're everything else, I think they've pretty much adopted me up north as one of their own.
I did hear about your new show about trying to teach everybody how to be more Canadian.
My
That sounds
Canadian
amazing.
class. My Canadian class. Next week's class is all about curling, so check that out.
I love curling. I was actually on the U.S. curling championship team.
Really?
I'll have to send a photo so I can show you.
The national sport of Canada is curling. A lot of people think it's hockey, but it is not. It is curling. As
Makes sense.
lights are getting ready to turn off on the pace car, we're going to get ready to go back. Green flag racing. I know it's not a Canadian sport, but the sport I've been getting into lately is cricket. And
cricket?
Really? Yes, it's a very interesting sport to learn. Once you do understand it, it is very simple to learn, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Seems pretty difficult to me. I see them chucking the ball, and they got like a hockey stick, and it goes off in like weird directions, and it just makes no sense to me.
It's a circular field. You can hit a home run or hit a sixer, any part of the field. So yeah, it's a fun sport to learn how to watch and appreciate it. It's a lot goes into that.
Well, there you go. You learn something new about Josh every episode of Intensity Broadcasting.
So here we go. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing with Bobby Mays up on the high side, Logan Hagerman down on the bottom as they approach the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. Bobby Mays again with another good jump.
Another great restart.
And Hagerman under attack from the Wright brothers as Dave Wright trying to get something going on that high side, but he's going to fall back behind as Joe Wright now pinched down on the bottom, and the 98 of Stephen Black coming in a hurry as well.
Yeah, he needs those guys back behind him to stay 2 by 2, so Bobby Mays can just run that high
side up into the wall.
In the wall, and another caution.
Yeah, it looks like Brian Merle Jr. way down on the apron here. We'll have to see what happened here with another wreckage rewind and take a look exactly what happened to Junior Nation.
Looking like the 3 of Gannon Cyphers already claimed that one. But we'll see what happened.
Yeah, let's take a look here as you see Gannon Cyphers running side by side with Brian Merle coming off the corner. Oh, he just gets loose, and I don't know if that was a little net code between the 74 and the 3.
It looked like some pretty aggressive net code. I know one of the worst people to kind of drive around sometimes is usually Brian Merle Jr. He usually always gets some pretty good, little bit of net code racing with him.
Take a look here from the blimp here. As Cyphers is working his way down Junior was that. I don't think there was any contact or net code. It looks like those two just went synchronized spinning.
Wow, that was there's your new wreckage rewind right there.
I mean, if we look at this from the blimp here, it doesn't look like there was any contact between the two. Just looks like Junior pinched out. See Junior coming around right there. Yeah, they're coming around together. That's just two drivers in sync with each other right there.
Cue the synchronized swimming music and just replay it over and over. But Gannett did claim it, so that will go down as one for him.
As Bobby Mays continues to lead because of the cautions working in his favor.
I'm telling you, if it keeps up like this, we're going to be talking to Bobby Mays real shortly in that number one spot.
And you know who these cautions are not favoring? Imagine that. Stephen Black in that 98 machine.
Yeah, Stephen Black, never been a huge fan of the cautions, or 99.99999% of the setups in iRacing.
And Colin Williams says American National Sport synchronized spinning. You would think so, but it's not. It's not. It's actually the National Hot Dog Competition.
That makes sense.
I don't know. I'm making that up, but it seemed fitting. It seemed fitting.
I've never been in a hot dog eating competition, but I have been in a wing eating competition or two. They were very hot.
I could see that. I've been in a pie eating competition, but that's the only eating competition I've ever been in personally.
And I could see that as well.
Learn a lot about what goes on around here, and man, looks like we're gonna have at least one more caution here, what lap here, and man, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room for a moment. What did everybody think of that F1 championship this weekend? I know personally I was excited to see Max win. I know there was a lot of controversy around it. There's been a lot of controversy around this entire F1 season, but the way that it came down, I think it was exciting for the fans. I think it was exciting for the teams, and it's nice to see something other than a Mercedes winning a championship.
Yeah, it was nice to see something other than a Mercedes win the championship. Me personally, I've been a Lewis Hamilton fan ever since I've been with McLaren. So it was kind of, unfortunate to see him lose a championship, but at the same time, it's like you've been winning for so long, it's time for somebody else. Max definitely has probably more raw talent than any other driver in the series, but I also feel like the FIA definitely screwed the pooch on going green when they did. If they shouldn't have, they didn't adhere to the rules that they've been adhering to for years.
See, Max.
And,
I was gonna say Max Verstappen reminds me of F1's version of Kyle Busch.
I agree.
You either love the guy or you hate the guy, but you can't take away the fact that he's got the most raw talent out there.
Yeah, and I do like Max. I do feel like he's maybe too over aggressive at times, and because just about every other driver in F1 has commented on it at some point about the over aggressiveness. But right now, let's try to get some aggressive racing going on right here in the Truck Series and see if Bobby Mays can go ahead and hold off to a win.
For sure, as the pace cars get ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Bobby Mays leads them back down to the restart zone yet again. Joe Wright right there on his back bumper. Waits till the green flag comes out. They are back racing. And that pitches Logan Hagerman back just a little bit. We see Pacino trying to make a big dive down to the bottom here. With no luck.
Though. He's pulling away. He's able to just rail that high side.
How about Joe Wright up into the second spot? But here comes Stephen Black making his way around Logan Hagerman, although Hagerman's fighting back tough on that high side.
Yeah, that is not who Bobby wants to see in his mirror, is that 98. Hopefully Logan can keep him down on the low side for Bobby Mays' sake, but looking like Stephen Black is just going to make quick work of Logerman and be on down the road to Joe Wright.
Joe Wright trying to take that high lane and all that momentum away. You see Bacino back into the 6th position, trying to work his way around Dave Wright here. As Joe's trying to run in that middle line that we've seen a lot of these guys running today. He's got somewhat of a defensive line into the corner. As Stephen Black is now side by side with the 82. They work their way through turns 3 and 4. As they come across the line here, we'll have just 15 laps to go to settle it.
Yeah, 15 to go, and definitely looking like the truck that's going to be the truck to beat is going to be that 98 of Stephen Black.
But he's got to get there first, and he still has Joe Wright battling hard with him side by side. And while that's been going on, Bobby Mays' lead is growing. He's got over a second lead now as Stephen Black has cleared that 82 machine, and he's going to set his sights on Bobby Mays, but is he going to have enough time if it stays green?
And don't look now, we got the number 2 of Isaiah Gill. He's storming through the field right now. He's right behind Bacino. Bacino fast as well.
Yeah, those 3 trucks are going to be the ones to look out for here. But do we have enough time as they come across the line? We're going to have just 13 laps to go. And Bobby Mays' lead is not shrinking all that much. Last time by, Stephen Black ran a 23:56. And Bobby Mays ran a 23:75. So not a huge difference in lap time between these 2 drivers, but the gap is shrinking.
Yeah, if Bobby can keep a good pace, run that high side, pinch Stephen Black down, he still might be able to win this race. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, that time by Stephen Black is 62, Mays is 77. So Mays very consistent here. And Stephen Black continues to stock that 5 machine.
Oh, Stephen had to go. We enter the caution.
Oh, caution is out. Looks like it's for Brian Merle Jr. Nope, I take that back. It's not for Jr. Is that for the 31 of Blake Hensley? Which I believe would be his second here tonight.
That would be a second if he was the cause of it.
Let's take a look here as they come down the backstretch, and we take a look at Blake Hensley on the high side, Zach Cox in the middle. Hensley looks like he comes down just a little bit. Cox doesn't expect him to be there. They are 3 wide. Austin Blaylock down on the bottom. And now the 51 starts to run it up the track just a little bit. 31 might have come down just a little bit. The 2 of them make contact. Junior, oh, hard contact for Junior as well.
Yeah, Junior, wrong place, wrong time once again.
And let's take a look at this one high from the sky here. It'll give us a better view of the 51 right there on that hash mark. Yeah, it looks like the 51 did come up into the side of the 31 there. We'll have to see who takes credit for that.
Yep, I am jumping into the chat right now, and I'll see who's going to claim it.
Steve McDonald in the chat says, looks like he took his air, but wouldn't think that would be possible here. You never know. This is a faster track, even though it's a short track. It is a bit of a quick track, so it is possible to take the air off the spoiler there. And Kyle Williams says, hang on to her, Bobby. And Bobby doing a good job trying to hold off on that.
So looking like Zach Cox is going to claim it. Yeah, I'm not sure if he feels that he was the exact cause of it, but he figured he was kind of towards the end already. And so he figured he would just claim that one.
So as the laps wind down here, this is exactly what Bobby Mays wants to see as the laps continuing to wind down. He's going to be the control car here. He's going to have Stephen Black to contend with, but he's going to be able to get the jump off Stephen Black here and hopefully keep Stephen behind him. And Stephen...
Yeah, Bobby needs to get a great restart here on this initial restart. He's got to keep Stephen Black sleeping. He's got to catch him sleeping. If he doesn't catch him sleeping, Stephen Black, he's great at restarts. He's very good. Everybody knows that. But everybody's pulling for Bobby Mays right now. That's for sure.
And behind Bobby, you've got Steven Bacino and Isaiah Gill. And what Bobby's hoping for on this restart is get a good enough jump where he gets away from Steven. But then those three start to battle it out, and he's able to pull away.
Yeah, he's definitely hoping for a three-wide battle for second place. Nobody's cheering for Isaiah. Maybe a couple people for Bacino. We'll see. Those two, no love lost between them. So they're going to be door to door, banging fenders, coming to the line. It's going to be intense. It's going to be a great finish here.
And look who's just hanging back in fifth. Your boy, Matt Scott.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I definitely did not expect this after what happened earlier. Taking the tires early, and he's got a great finish. A possible top 3 coming in here. It's looking like a top 5 for sure. Obviously it's the last couple laps. Who knows? But looking like he's going to have a really good finish here.
So it looks like Steven, Isaiah Bacino, and Matthew Scott all took tires on lap 85. So he's on the same sequence as those guys up front.
Yeah, it's just a matter of did he abuse him driving through the pack? We know Isaiah did. We know Bacino did. We know Stephen Black did. We know all 3 of them did, but we weren't really paying too much attention to Matt Scott. We don't know if he hurt those tires driving through.
So here we go as we approach the restart zone. Isaiah Gill giving a big bump to Bobby Mays. Bobby gets the great jump. Steven does not get a good jump on this restart. And Bobby Mays gets a great run into turns 1 and 2. Now Isaiah Gill side by side with Stephen Black as they come off the corner. Isaiah pinching that 98 down. And he's going to clear Steven as they work their way into turn number 3. Now
Isaiah throws it in there.
Yep, Bacino now looking down to the inside, and Scott as well moving himself up into 4th.
Bobby's just got to maintain that outside. He's got to run a little bit lower, just a little bit lower to keep Isaiah down there. And if he can run that tie side, keep Isaiah down there on the bottom, he can win this race. Yes, he entered in the corner too high. Got to go down just a little bit lower there.
Yeah, he pinches him down off the corner. Caution. Great run. Caution is out. And
this is helping Bobby Mays for sure.
It looks like Dave Wright and Schroeder are the 2 involved. And we'll take a look at our wreckage rewind here. And big scattering down the backstretch. And I'm going to take a look here. Actually, we're going to take a look here from the blimp because there's a couple vehicles involved besides those 2. So we see Dave Wright in that middle lane. Actually gets loose all by himself, comes down into the 4 of Schroeder. And behind, actually looks like it was just those 2 really involved there. Oh,
there it is. I was like, where's the caution? And then Schroeder just came back up. Probably wasn't expecting Dave Wright to be there and just kind of finished him off.
Yeah, I don't know if that was. I hate to say it because I hate to be this guy, but that almost looked like it might have been a little bit of payback.
Yeah, hopefully it wasn't too much payback in that one. If it needs to be protested, it can be protested, and we will have the admins review it later, but hopefully not.
Yeah, so as we ride along board there, it does look like he was just trying to get back onto the track. So Colin Williams says, racing gods on Bobby's side. Come on, Mays. As we're going to have our first attempt at a green-white checker.
It's our first one, and I also just want to point out the fact that we just lost Brandon White.
So if you took the over, congratulations, you are the winner.
Yep, I doubled my money tonight. Made about $500.
There you go.
Yeah, Bobby just needs to get a decent restart, run the middle line, and I think he can hold off Isaiah and Stephen Black both here. And Matthew Scott back there in fourth spot.
And he also needs to see Isaiah Gill and Stephen Black race each other here coming to the line. Because if they can get side by side behind him, and he can keep them behind him as they're racing, to give him the opportunity just to pull away.
Yeah, he needs to get a decent start. Needs to catch Isaiah sleeping just a little bit. Needs to bring Black with him so they can be 2x2 coming off of turn 2, and then he should be able to pull away, come around, and get the white flag. I think he can hold them off for 2 laps.
So I know what I would do in this situation. The last 2 restarts, Bobby Mays pretty much went on green as soon as the green flag was displayed. If I was Bobby here, I would pull away. I'd get right on the gas the second that pace car entered pit road.
Oh, I'm leaving as early as I possibly can. I'm trying to get away from these guys, and I don't want them anywhere near my back bumper. Yeah, you definitely want to try to set the best pace possible when that pace car pulls off in the keeping pace but slightly off pace race here tonight.
So as we cross the line this time, lights on the pace car are off. Bobby Mays again choosing the high side, sticking Isaiah Gill down on the bottom. And you know the heart's pumping inside that 5 machine. If we had a heart monitor on that car right now, boy, that thing would be through the roof.
Yeah, he's got a great chance right here. He just needs to get an awesome restart and no cautions until he gets to the white flag. Then they can wreck all they want behind him. He doesn't care.
So here we go. Pace car getting ready to pull in. Bobby Mays leading them back down to the restart zone. Isaiah Gill trying to stay right there with him.
See how it went right there? He's waiting to land.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go.
Flag back in the air. And now Stephen Black looks down to the inside. Isaiah has to throw the block to keep the 98 behind him. That's going to allow Bobby Mays to get the run off the corner. They're going to be nose to tail coming off of turn number 2, and down the backstretch, Isaiah throws it down into turn number 3, hooks that apron, and as they come off the corner, Bobby Mays is going to take the white flag, and he is going to have the advantage as they work their way into turn number 1. Isaiah, though, making a last-ditch effort down on the bottom side as they work their way through turns 1 and 2. Can Bobby pinch him here off the corner? He will as they make their way down the backstretch, side by side for the lead. In the turn at number 3, Bobby Mays now.
On the outside, you gotta pinch him down more. No, you gotta pinch him down.
As they come down to the line, side by side, he turns.
No, who got it? Gill. Oh, Gill by a nose. Wow.
And they are still wrecking as Bobby Mays came across the stripe on his roof. And man, what a wild finish.
0.02. Wow, that was an impressive finish by both of those drivers. Congratulations to Isaiah Gill. I think everybody was a Bobby Mays fan though there on that last lap.
And that's
but Isaiah Gill is gonna pull it off.
See if we can take a look here at the finish as they're coming to the line. We got the slow motion here, and yeah, Bobby doing what he can, trying to pinch down the 2. He's going to turn down into the 2 to try to take his momentum, which he has every right to do, but that upsets the 2. And yeah, Bobby Mays up on his roof across the line. And Matthew Scott coming home in third.
That was an amazing finish coming across the line there for first and second. And another great run by Matthew Scott uh, coming home in third.
So as we take a look at the results, again, Isaiah Gill is your winner. Bobby Mays comes home second. Matthew Scott in third. Stephen Black comes home fourth. And Devin Bacino in the fifth spot. Daniel Michel, Nick Ford comes home seventh. Eddie Morris, Joe Wright, and Nick Mather, your top 10. Zachary Cox, Blake Hensley, Michael Provault, Brian Merle Jr., and Dave Wright. Sorry, Brian Merle Jr.'s top 15. Dave Wright in 16th. 17th, Michael Lawrence. 18th, Craig Schroeder. 19th belongs to Clint Stone, and Mark Shavers comes home in 20th. And Gann Cyphers, Austin Blaylock, Sylvan Segoin, Brandon White, and Kyle Mays round out the rest of the field. So Kyle Mays, your points leader coming in, finishing dead last here tonight, and that's going to really hurt his points coming in the next week. As we're going to take a look, or interview our top three as we bring in our first, Matt Scott, our third place finisher. Matt, you got Brian and Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Man, great run tonight, coming home in third, kind of running up at the top there all night long. It looked like you took tires a little too early in the run. It looked like about lap 14 or so, and that set you back a little ways, but being able to have that set there at the end really helped you out. Is that kind of what happened, or were you just trying to save your tires there, that middle part of the race?
I mean, I ended up in a little scuffle there early, so I kind of figured that I might have burned a right front down or a right rear down. I just didn't want to chance it. Took the tires there with my quick repair, just kind of rode. From there, I kind of got lucky that everybody pitted at once and gave me the lead there. I was able to stretch it out for a minute, kind of get that track position. It was super important tonight.
Yeah, track position was huge. Do you think if they'd gone green there towards the end, do you think you probably would have had anything for Isaiah Gill or Bobby Mays there at the front?
I think me and Isaiah were on the same set of tires. I was hoping to be on my game better on that last restart, but Bobby just schooled me, man. I was sleeping. If I was right tight to him, I think I would have had a shot at it, or at least gave them both a fight for it at the end there. Once I got around Steven, I was able to kind of get some ground back, but I don't know if I had anything for those guys for the next lap or two.
Well, a great run here tonight, Matthew, and great third place finish. Real consistent so far, a fifth and a third. Anybody you want to thank? Any shots you got to give before we let you go tonight?
Nah, just thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, and it's a fun league. Having a good time.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations, and as the season goes on, I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Hopefully it's in the winner's circle. Thank you guys.
As your third place finisher, Michael Scott. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Bobby Mays. Bobby, you got Josh and Brian up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, great run tonight. I thought you were going to have it there at the end. I was hoping to see Stephen Black and Isaiah Gill racing each other a little bit harder so you could pull away there at the end. But, man, you got to feel good with the top two here tonight at Iowa.
Yeah, I do. It was a good race. I was. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. I was hoping to get a big enough jump, and Black and Isaiah raced to second there and give me one more good lap. It didn't happen. I knew they had better tires, so I was just doing all I could.
Yeah, for sure. We were definitely. Everybody was a Bobby Mays fan tonight. Definitely for those last couple laps, where everybody was cheering for you. I was cheering for you up in the booth. I wanted you to be able to hold off, especially Isaiah Gill. You know, that guy, he's just something else. But unfortunately, it just came up a little bit short. But all in all, just a great run. Do you think if you could go back and redo that last lap, do you think you would have done anything differently?
I don't think so. I drove it way down in the corner in 3 and 4 on my last lap, and I don't think I could really get in any harder and hold it straight. I was kind of spinning coming off anyway. He just had better tires. I just don't think I could do anything else other than what I did. I was trying to drive him clean. I didn't really mean to get into it. And it was just kind of squirrely, when we were coming through there. But Isaiah's a good guy. He races clean. And I was trying to race him clean as I could.
Well, overall, another great showing for the Maze Mafia last week and this week. Anybody you got a shout out? Any thanks you want to give tonight before I let you go, Bobby?
Just appreciate y'all putting this on, and appreciate you, Nudie, doing what you do, bud. I know it's a headache sometimes. You have to listen to all of us, but y'all do a great job. Just keep it up. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Well, there you have it. Thanks again, Bobby. And as the season goes on, I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Sure thing, man. See y'all.
Oh, I kind of cut him off there, but that's your second place finisher, Bobby Mays. Let's bring in your winner tonight, Isaiah Gill. Isaiah, you got Josh and Nudie in the booth. You got us?
I got you, Josh. I don't have Nudie.
Man, what a wild finish there at the end. Bobby Mays doing everything he had to do to try to win the race. He got down into you, tried to break your momentum there, but you overall getting the win here tonight. It looked like tires really were the strategy game tonight. Knowing when to take that set and trying to save the tires and the fuel there at the end. You know, I know you obviously were hoping that Bobby was going to give you that inside lane and let you get on by, but is how was the racing out there with Bobby there at the end?
Well, just going over a replay, to me, if Bobby stays straight, he wins the race. And either way, it was a great race for the finish. But if he stays straight, he wins. Tires for me, they weren't too bad. You know me, just pit strategy ain't the thing, so I just go with the flow and hope it works. Try to go off of Canuti's strategy from last week. We all know how that goes. Doesn't go very well. And yeah, that's how my race went.
So personally, me, I'm not one for wrecking people for wins, but in your case, it seemed to work out pretty good. So congratulations on that matter. But then also, how did you feel about coming back through the field? And also on those restarts, I was a little worried that you were going to spin out and wreck the field like normal, but you didn't, which was surprising. So coming back through the field, how did the tires work out for you in your strategy?
They were great. Unlike some people, I calculate my feel right, and I don't run out on the last lap, USA. But coming to the field was a little scary because there was on new tires. There was a lot of single spins that I happened to be behind, and when you're racing with back there, it gets a little sketchy, and the front actually was a little more sketchy than the back. So I mean, just wanted to make Canuti a liar when I heard him say that I don't like going to the back, so I went to the back all because of you.
I always forget you listen to the broadcast.
Well, great job tonight with the win, Isaiah. And Iowa, how many laps did you get on Iowa before the race here tonight?
My dad got about 10. I got about 3.
Perfect. Did you just buy the track before the race?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, again, congratulations on the win, and looking like a tough season.
I had to Venmo him the money.
Oh, there you go. Well, it looks like coming down to the season here, it's going to be a tight battle because I spent hard racing at the front all season long. So looking forward to the rest of the season, and again, good luck to you as the season goes on.
Thank you.
So there you have it. Your winner tonight, Isaiah Gill. And Brian, I mean, what can we say? The last 2 races, we've seen a lot of hard racing, a lot of great racing, and you never know who's going to be at the front of these things.
No, you definitely never know. The racing's been great all season long. I know we're only 2 races in, but I'm excited for the next race. I know it's 3 weeks away, but I can't wait. I wish we could just fast forward to then. I love calling these races. Love watching all these races. We got a bunch of new people coming in. This is kind of the feeder league for the SCSRA. So we got some new faces in here, and everything's been turned out pretty good so far.
Yeah, some of the newer faces making some moves here. We got Matthew Scott, 2 top 5 finishes. The new guy, Clint Stone, is his name, right? Yeah, Clint Stone. Didn't have the best finish, but was running up at the front most of the race. So, yeah, it's nice to see some different faces up at the front. Bobby having a good run there. And even names like Nick Ford and Nick Mather having some good runs here this season. So it'll be exciting to see how the season plays out as the season goes on.
Yeah, definitely. Those guys definitely made a splash. And then also, too, we got, James Edens. He missed tonight. Not sure exactly why. I know he had connection issues. on Monday racing another series, so maybe that's the issue. I'm not sure, but maybe he'll come back and also put out some great finishes too.
Well, again, thanks for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, remember, we will be off the next 2 Tuesday nights for the holiday break, but don't forget to tune in 2 weeks here for Coda in the trucks, which will be a real fun race to watch. So actually, I take that back. It's going to be Texas next time we join in the trucks here. So go back to a longer track and then Coda the following week after that. So again, great racing here tonight. Congratulations to Isaiah Gill in the entire top 3 here tonight. And as always, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe if it's your first time watching here on Intensity. Don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help us out a lot. Follow us on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. Atlee's been putting up some great polls. His last one, he asked, what's the biggest what if of NASCAR? And my was, what if Davey and Alan Kawicki never passed away? What would have happened? So jump into Twitter. Give your own thoughts of what ifs in NASCAR. And as always, from everybody here at Intensity Broadcasting, thanks for tuning in tonight. Happy holidays. We'll see you after the new year. And as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over